Hey everybody. So, well, my battery isn't charged, so it's probably ain't gonna be a lengthy one, but it's a nice day. Welcome to the local weather report. I'd say it's, icicles are pretty, but I'd say, it's probably high 40s, low 50s, give or take. I figured I'd come out for a walk. I figured other people would have the same idea. And I was correct. There is a car out there, but nobody as far as the eye can see. So I'm gonna do a little short clip. It's not gonna be a short, like as I'm kind of selling out doing some shorts to try to boost the algorithm a bit. I'm not gonna make a big habit of it. I think people should get recognized for their content, not how much there is posted everywhere. What do I know? Not that my content is fantastic, but I think I have a few gems. I don't really have anything to really talk about. The last walk I talked was just a few days ago. It was a bit more nasty outside that day, but decided I needed some exercise. So I decided to take a little short one. Now I decided to take a much longer one, which isn't that big of a deal, but getting here is atrocious. The bridge I crossed to get here is always covered in ice, and my ankle hates it. But now that I'm on the trail, it ain't all that bad. If anybody comes by, I'll probably be stashing you in my pocket, because like I said, I don't want anyone around here to know I'm a YouTuber. It might be counterproductive to the whole getting views and stuff, but I already get unwanted attention. I don't want more of it. Don't get me wrong, I can be a kind of an attention hog sometimes, but I prefer the good kind of attention, not the bad kind of attention. And I can't see this getting too many positive reviews from people around here, especially if certain people find out I made any videos about them. Not that I really care what they think at this point, but it's I have this common base feeling towards this place, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not doing the whole repeating myself, beating a dead horse thing, but I'm stuck here. I'm not looking for more trouble. It's kind of like the idea of something else that I reference quite a bit. It's kind of the idea of like being in prison, or this cult mentality, I'm either doing my time until I die or something changes. So that's kind of my feeling towards this place. Can't fix it. Can't impact it. So kind of just gotta, push through, like this hike with the ankle problem, It might be a bit of a pain to get here, but once you're here, it's kind of pretty, I guess. Like I said, it's not going to be too long of a video because of the battery and stuff, and I don't really have much to really talk about. And I decided today is Wednesday, and typically I go shoot pool tonight, but I got to deal with that drama tomorrow, so I figured I better do it without being too hazy. I want to try to keep my thoughts as concise as possible. I haven't quite decided, depending on the approach she takes, I haven't quite decided if I'm just going to cut it off, or, do the whole, if it ever happens again, I won't be back, shtick. So, yeah. I'm not really sure where that's going to go, but it all goes off her attitude and stuff like that. So yeah. So I won't be drinking tonight. I won't be doing the whole pull thing. I started the next 50 Sarachnis kills, so that's probably going to be my night. And then tomorrow, got trash duty, take care of drama, my warden, secretary, grandmother, whatever you want, however you'd like to refer to her, is more than likely, depending if the weather stays the way it is or not, more than likely will be gone. So I'll have the house to myself. She'll be doing her bingo thing, or whatever it is she does. Really don't care. So, not like, I mean, it's a slight upgrade having the house to myself, regardless what I do in it. But I more than likely will be probably picking something to clean, probably, to break up the monotony of filming Saracnus. There's a few things. I still have half of the one fridge to do, but I don't think if I move everything, it's gonna fit in the other fridge. So I figured I'll either have to do it shelf by shelf, or just not do it until I get bored enough that moving everything or doing it shelf by shelf is better than sitting around staring at a screen or, being in my room banging my head off a wall. So, kind of see how that all works out. I try not to plan too far ahead, because regardless of how I feel or what I want to do or how I like it, I obviously am not in control of my own destiny, and it's just one of those things that I got to accept because, well, and the thing that always gets me is I get the story from people that hear my story, and they're always like, only you can change it. And I'm like, you know what, man, or woman, or child, or whoever you may be that's telling me that, if I could change it within reasonable means, it would already be changed. So, go jump off a bridge because you're a piece of garbage for even suggesting it. So yeah, I mean, if I knew what to do and it was reasonable to do so, I would have already have done it. So, you can suck my wanker. Apparently wanker is like a censored word on some servers. I guess because of the reference, but I don't know, there's some other things that ain't censored that are probably far worse. But I don't really care. I'm not saying anything too horrible. So yeah. I think I'm only gonna head up to probably where the big rocks are, and then I'm probably gonna turn around and come back. I wanna try to get back before the big fire orb in the floating ocean sets behind the mountains. So the water that is melting, or the snow that's melting, doesn't refreeze. So I don't wanna make it too lengthy, because as I'm reiterating for the third time or so, my ankle is not the greatest, and retwisting it would be a pain. And you're probably thinking, like, now that I shoveled some snow, I got a little bit of cash. So you're probably thinking, why don't I take the longer trail that I usually take? And, well, to that I say, I wanted to, but I think it's a combination of, like, fear and laziness. Like, last time I was out there, I injured my eyeball, and that's not something I want to happen again. Like, I can push through the ankle pain. I can push through any physical injury most of the time, but that was super. I don't even want to say that it was like super painful, but that was by far one of the most annoying injuries I've ever had in my entire life. So most things, excruciating pain for a day, I can deal with. Mild pain for a day or two, I can deal with. But when it comes to, like, teeth, eyeballs, poison ivy, it's not even that it hurts that bad. It's just nagging and annoying enough that I don't want to do anything. Like, when I had the big cavity in my one molar, I used to, like, drink gin straight like almost constantly to one, the alcohol content numbed the pain, and for two, once I got drunk enough, I could actually sleep, even if it being for a little bit. And I would, have a perpetual drunk or perpetual hangover, but I didn't have to deal with that. So one thing I am very grateful that got taken care of. And the thing that irritates me is, I said once I got all my teeth fixed, which, long or short of it, I kind of did, then I was going to quit smoking no matter what. And that's just something I just can't do. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, no matter how bad I want to, it just seems that I can't do it. So, I guess the best I can do is minimize it rather than, try to fight it as much as I can and see what happens. But, alright, I'm out of here. My battery's gonna die, and then the film will get corrupted. So I'll catch you guys later. Turns out I still have like 20% battery left, give or take. I found the other hiker. Dude has balls of steel, man. He's running out here, and like it's almost all ice. Like, I slipped a couple of times, and I'm casually strolling. Dude's like, I would guess somewhere in his 50s, probably 6'4", maybe 180 pounds due to his height, soaking wet, and he's out here running on this ice. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't say that I don't run, but definitely not in these conditions. I don't prefer running. Can't really enjoy the scenery if you're running. Plus, my physical condition, I really wouldn't be able to run all that far. As far as that's concerned, I'm pretty out of shape. I could hike probably, considering the walking conditions, I could probably hike 5-10 miles without really breaking a sweat. But when it comes to like running or jogging, I get a little winded pretty quick. I always joked, and this is something that's ongoing, I always joke that I'm more of a sudden burst of energy kind of guy. Like, I'm always chill, kind of take my time, enjoy the view, but if it comes to it, I have to spring into action. I got short bouts of energy that I can do the, 100-meter sprint or whatever, in a halfway decent time. But past that, I gas myself pretty quick. So I think that's one of the reasons I never really did sports like on a team, because of the conditioning, or the reason I always shied away from a military idea is because I'm not really in bad shape, but when it comes to extended conditioning, like, it's not something I'm going to have fun doing. I'm not going to enjoy it. So the training aspect is really daunting. It's daunting to me. So I kind of that's why I kind of always shied away from that kind of stuff. I mean, as far as sports are concerned, I considered doing like the basketball team, but my father wouldn't allow it, which, is whatever. I mean, I don't feel like I really missed much. I was always better at pickup games than like, full on team, like a real game. Just kind of how it always was. So I don't hold much animosity towards not joining any sports. I've always been kind of a physical being, but believe it or not, I think all the awards I've ever accumulated, or most of the opportunities I accumulated, were mostly intellectual based. Like, I've always been, reading is not my strong suit, but I have some medals for reading, and I've always been more of a math and science person. I've always kind of excelled at the hard sciences and math, and I got robbed of a decent opportunity there, but once again, I can't really fault the old man for that, because it was an out-of-state competition, and whether he had a car or not, he was a single father that worked. So, I mean, it was mildly upsetting, but I was never one to dwell on dust collectors. You know, like having a trophy saying, "Hey, you know what? Look what I did." That's cool and all, but I've never been one to flex. You know, I know up here, you know, that I'm not completely useless. So, and that's what really counts, I guess. I think the most recent thing that I ever won as a competition, like a real competition, was in my chemistry class. I had to. It was basically it might as well have been like a grade school project, but the preciseness of it, you know, made it more. I don't know what I want to say. Like, anybody could have done the experiment I did, but how precise it was kind of like the winning factor. The project was basically mixing an acid and a base, which would produce, you know, a gas, and you had to fill a vessel with said gas, with having the least amount left over. So you had to use the least amount of stuff to get the most amount of gas. And me and my partner won, so that was kind of cool. It was just like an extra credit thing. I didn't get no awards or recommendations or anything, but it was kind of cool. It was a real shame, because the girl I worked with for that project, we were real good together. Like, not like emotionally, but like intellectually, we were on a pretty similar level, and we did a pretty good job compared to my usual partner. The thing that always got me, and which this is a real annoying aspect that I never really understood, because I don't know about now, I haven't practiced in a while, but I was pretty formidable in algebra and trigonometry, and I understood all the concepts of chemistry, but when I had to do the stoichiometry and the two things were put together, for some reason I just couldn't click it in my head, like accounting. Like, I was good at it, I guess, but for some reason, something in the core concepts, like, eluded me. Like, I couldn't figure out, like, it took me a while to figure out debits and credits. Like, I don't know why, but it is what it is, and that's in the past. So, I mean, unless you are above and beyond and know the right people, those lists of skills ain't particularly useful. Like, technology in those aspects drown out a lot of the actual brain work. So most babbling idiots can do what I do. You just set them behind a computer. So it is what it is. I mean, anyway, this was kind of just, I don't know, boredom. Figured I'd stop and chat, or walk and chat a little bit more. I think I'm gonna go now. It's getting a little chilly. Throw my hoodie back on, I think. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.